We'll get started. I just have to read a message from the governor. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Norton Conservation Commission will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with the right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found at the end of this agenda. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the Norton Cable website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, so our first hearing in this meeting is a notice of intent for file 250-1060, 64 Elm Street. Proposed project is to repair and replace the existing septic system with associated grading, utilities, and tree removal within 100 feet of bordering vegetated wetland.
Tell me if you, I'm going to do the plan, so tell me if you can see it.
You got it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
You just have to zoom in for us, so OPs.
Just gonna take a second.
That's right. You can only zoom in so far.
I can only zoom in so far. Okay, so applicant.
Good evening, Jamie Bissonette from Zenith Consulting Engineers for the record. What we have before you today is 3 individual multifamily buildings. Each building has 8 bedrooms and is not meeting current Title V standards. We're doing a repair / upgrade to bring those into compliance with Title V. We looked at a various numbers of ways to repair the system. And what we found was that conventional was going to push us too close to the resource area. And also we believe that Presby would not have fit as well. So what we opted for, well, wouldn't have fit as well as what we have here, which is a bottomless sand filter. There's 3 bottomless sand filter style units with advanced treatment prior to. Each building will have its own 2-compartment tank with 2 AX20 treatment pods and its own pump system, duplex pumps. And so each building itself will have its own bottomless sand filter that will then take and infiltrate the treated effluent back into the ground. This technology allows us to meet the 50-foot requirement under Title V to the wetland resource area, minimizes disturbance on site, and gets us closer to being in full compliance with Title V. I'm happy to try to address any questions you may have.
So just 2 for me, anyway. Somebody got an email with some questions about or comments about the plan. Could you let us know what your updates are? And
Yep, we're going to make all of the changes as asked. I spoke with the client. The post and rail fence or the fence in the back with the signs is not a problem. I'm probably going to try to do it on more of a straighter line that runs tangent to tangent on the 25-foot buffer.
Sure.
Rather than try to make curves. But yeah, every single thing that was noted from conservation, we have absolutely no issue with.
Okay. And the other thing, can you let us know where you are with the Board of Health? I think they went for a consulting review, correct?
Yeah, so we spoke with the Board of Health. I believe I spoke with the agent. I think the last that we heard, they wanted us to appear in front of the commission first. And then they had 3 consultants that they were picking from.
Okay.
And, you know, it's more just because the advanced technology here, they want to make sure that another professional looks at it and gives them the thumbs up. Just so you know, we worked hand in hand with Aramco, who designs the AX20 units. They make them and design them. So we're going to get a letter from Aranco as well stating that the treatment part of the system is designed as intended.
I
Do
don't
you have
know.
anything else, Jen?
Anybody else?
Did you have any questions, Jen, in addition to that?
No, the presumption under Wetland Protection Act is if you meet Title V, then it's okay under Wetland Protection Act. So you may just want to get the Board of Health's consulting engineer, okay first. Otherwise, they come back to us with revised plans if something has to be changed.
Okay. Dan, do you have any questions? Dan
No
Doyle?
questions. Sorry,
Ron?
no questions.
Oh,
Dan Doyle?
no.
Lisa?
Yeah, I just had one about you've shown a dewatering basin. It looks like groundwater is fairly high here.
Yes.
Where do you intend to site that?
Well, it really depends on what part of the project we're working on. As you could see, one side of the project is parking lots and asphalt. Behind the units right now, we're going to be decommissioning the existing systems and putting in the tankage. The contractor themselves, I'm not sure, depending upon who they hire, how they would construct it, whether they'd want to put in the tanks first or try to put in the bottomless sand filters first. Since right now the existing system completely falls behind the buildings, I wouldn't be surprised if they opted to build the bottomless sand filters first and then the tank second. I guess if it's okay with the commission, I would like to maybe inform the agent of the locations of the dewatering basins from the contractor, put that as a condition in the approval, and make sure that the agent is okay with the placement.
Yeah, the only, we could just even add a note to it that just says that it's going to be within the limits of the sediment controls. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
that's not a problem at all.
You just want to so you might want to just add a third note to that detail. That's all.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Julian, did you have any questions?
I'm sorry, me?
Yeah.
No.
So we have to continue anyways until Board of Health comes back, right? Before, do you want to do it for the next meeting, or do we want to wait till they decide what they want to do?
You know how long it'll be, Jamie? Did they already select someone?
I think that if we can give the Board of Health the thumbs up that you're okay with them moving forward with their consultant, probably be okay for the next meeting. If not, I can send in a letter asking for a continuance to not take up the commission's time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Right. Entertain motions to continue to the August 24th meeting.
I'll make that motion to continue file 250-1060 to the August 24th meeting.
Second.
Dan Pearson makes a motion to continue the public hearing for file 250-1060 to the August 24th meeting. Seconded by Ron. All those in favor? Ron, are you in favor? Obviously. Ron,
What?
you vote aye.
Aye.
Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Julian?
Yes, I vote aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Dan Pearson?
Aye.
Moved. Thank you for coming out.
Thanks. Have a great night.
Hold on, Jamie. Before we get out of there, we do have a lot of people on the call, so maybe we should just make sure there's no residents.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, if any resident is there for 64 Elm Street, you can unmute yourself or raise your hand or let us know you want to speak.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Have a
Thanks,
good
Jim.
night.
You too. Take care. Okay, do we have a file number, Jen, for this next one?
250-1061.
Thank you. Our next hearing is a notice of intent for file 250-1061 for 31 Shelley Road. Proposed project is to repair the existing septic system within 100 feet of bordering vegetated wetland. Somebody here for this?
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey,
Sorry. Pat Carrara from PMP Associates, representing the Judge Rottenberg Educational Centers, 31 Shelley Road in Norton.
Oh, sorry. That's me. I need to give you a plan. Now I clicked twice. All right, hold on. Let me do it one more time.
You were there.
I was?
You were there the first time.
Yeah, the first page of the plans.
All right, hold on, because now I'm all in a bunch of different screens. Okay. Start that again. Hopefully I didn't just click out of it. Okay, do you see a plan?
Nope.
We just have a list of files.
It's still the files? Okay.
Blue circle infinity.
I think we're working. It'll happen now. Let me know when you see it.
Got it.
Hey, plan.
Okay. So Patrick, just tell me which page you'd like me to go to.
You can go right to page 2, Jen.
All right, and I'm gonna
There we go.
just make sure everybody knows where Shelley Road is.
Okay, so Shelley Road is off of Oak Street in Norton. It's on the west side of Oak Street, and this is all the way up the end, off the cul-de-sac, across the wetland, along a long driveway, and the house is up in the middle of the woods. House was constructed, I believe, back in the 80s. The current system has failed. Judge Rottenberg Center has occupied the house for several years now. So that kind of brings me to the design of the system. It is a 6-bedroom, and it is considered a single-family dwelling. However, we know these centers use much more water than a typical single-family dwelling, which is why the system is so big. So what we have are essentially 2 systems, and we've got this set up for an alternate dosing regimen so that neither system will ever get overloaded at any one time. Obviously, it's far larger than the current leaching field that was there, which is on the, I guess we'll call it the northeast portion of the site between the 50 and the 100-foot buffers, underneath one of the new leaching systems.
Okay, right here.
Yep, that's where the current system is. So we've done our best. We've kept all of the proposed work outside the 25-foot buffer zone. We do have some work within the 50-foot buffer zone. We have not requested any relief to the separation of groundwater because a portion of one of the systems is within the 50-foot buffer zone. So we are achieving maximum feasible compliance with this system. We've not gotten official approval back yet from Christian and the Board of Health. We're going to follow up with him and find out where we are with that because we did submit this to him about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we do have erosion control barriers surrounding the entire site. Jen, I know you had a question about a couple of trees to get removed for access, and we've updated the plan to show that now on the south side of the house towards the driveway. Those are just some white pines that have overgrown a couple of maple trees. So that's what I can tell you about the plan, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that the commission may have.
Okay, I might just throw a picture up there for a second.
Sure.
So this is one of the, tell me when you can see it.
There you
I think I froze there a little bit. Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the pine tree that needs to be removed.
Yes, that would be the one that really needs to come down for access.
So they're coming from the driveway and then coming in this way,
Yes,
in the back here. And then you can see there's already a fence in the back.
yes, that post and rail fence.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more photo. What's this one?
Oh, you were there.
I was, all right.
Yep, it was there and then it
I
disappeared.
can't tell.
Sorry.
No, and now I X'd out of it. It's okay. It's already lawn,
Yeah,
I guess, is the only point, and that there's already a fence there.
Does the existing fence delineate the limit of the wetland?
no, the fence basically runs on the south and east side towards the north on the site. And then it does come down again to the west towards the wetland. The wetland is an area up behind the house. It was delineated by Brad Holmes. Looks like it might have actually been more creative when they built the house, but it's there. So that's delineated by the blue line.
Okay.
So is
Do you have
that,
any other questions, Jen?
Yeah, and I do believe, yes, we have proposed wetland markers around that area on the 25-foot buffer zone.
Okay.
is that one pine tree the only tree coming down, correct?
Yeah, there's that one white pine, and there might be one more near the driveway, which is outside the 100-foot buffer zone. I guess that'll depend on the contractor in terms of how much equipment he needs to get in there, because it is a big system and a pretty big dig out. So they will have quite a bit of material coming out and then coming back in again.
Where's the material going to be stockpiled?
Most of it's going to have to go off-site because they don't have any place on-site to store it.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at the proximity of that sediment fence to the trees that are going to be removed. Should probably move it to the other side of the trees so that we capture any. I assume they're going to take those out and stump them.
Okay, we can do that when we stake out the erosion control. We can just move it out beyond the 100-foot buffer on that side.
Yeah, you should include those. Okay.
Are there any other questions from the commission?
Yes, have we taken care of the abutters? Can we account for the abutters now?
Yeah, I think Scott was asking if there were commission members first. So if you guys have questions, that, and if you all say no, then,
Okay,
yeah, it's a good reminder though. Thank you, Dan.
So
sure.
that being said, does anybody else, any residents have any comments or questions on this hearing? Okay, so we normally continue hearings to give abutters a chance to comment or weigh in if they couldn't make it on the call. So we're going to continue that until the next meeting. But as far as I know, everything's good to go, right?
Well, you did mention that you're within the 50 feet for Title V, and so we'd be hearing, we'd be hearing from the Board of Health agent first.
Yep.
Yep.
You may have an abutter though.
Where will they be staging the equipment?
Staging the equipment,
That's right.
they'll be accessing the property through the existing driveway.
Will they be on the driveway or off the driveway?
No, they're going to have to stay on the driveway.
Yeah, because they're not going on my property, which is 94 Oak Street.
Oh, no, they would have no reason to go on your property.
Good.
Can I get your name, sir, just for the public record?
I don't
Earl,
think he heard you.
can I get your full name, sir?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. I just need your
Earl?
name for the record.
Earl, we just need your last name for the record, please.
Morris.
Thank you. Did you have any other questions, or was that it?
No, I just don't want anything on my property.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, were there any other questions, comments from residents? Okay, so do you think the Board of Health will be ready to go for the next public meeting, Patrick?
Yeah, we should be. We'll contact Christian this week and follow up with him.
Okay. So entertain motion.
I checked the permit site before the meeting. I didn't see any comments from him yet.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to continue the hearing.
Second. Do we have a number for it yet?
I got it. Ron makes a motion to continue the public hearing for file 250-1061 to the August 24th meeting, seconded by Dan Pearson. How do you vote, Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Julian?
Hear that?
Yeah, I got it.
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Okay, so moves. Okay, thank you, Patrick.
Great. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
You too.
I've got another question.
Okay,
They're proposing to do work on the driveway.
I don't think they're gonna be on the driveway, you just said.
With that,
Several months ago, they came in for a permit to redo the driveway, but that work has not begun yet. That work was approved.
except that they were staging on my property.
No, none of the plans show staging on any property
Yes,
other
it
than
did.
their own.
I've got a copy of it, and it shows staging for snow something on my property.
No, the commission did not approve that. The plans were changed to make sure that any staging of material was only on their own property. There's nothing on anybody else's property. That's been corrected.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, our next hearing is a request for determination of applicability. File DET 1098 for 1 Gaffney Farm Drive. Proposed project involves plans to replace the existing deck and add irrigation system, fence, and shed with associated landscaping within 100 feet of wetlands.
Still on the, you're still on the thumbnails.
It's doing it itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hang on one second. Sometimes you have to open it in the thumbnail, then close it, and then open it again.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so right now, are you looking at an RDA?
No, still.
Not yet? Okay, let me close it. And then open it again.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so I'm gonna scroll, just avert your eyes for a second. I'm just gonna scroll down to the plan. A little tough to read, but that's the plan. And Brandon is on the call. So Brandon, you can begin.
Sure. So we bought the house probably a year ago, and over the past, I think we've all seen it over the past couple of months. We've had a couple of storms where trees have come down and whatnot. So that has happened. We had a lot of vines that were kind of covering everything, and there was a tree that came close to taking out some property. So we had them removed, and all the vines, the invasive vines that were kind of killed a lot of the pines, I had taken up. There was I guess a complaint. So I stopped immediately. I apologize. I'm new to town, so Jennifer came out, and kind of showed her what was going on, and we haven't done anything since. Since then, I did get everything surveyed, so I know exactly where the easements are, where the property lines are, mainly I have 4 kids, 2 with autism, so when we moved in, we wanted to have a fence for the kids anyway. And so now, you know, there was a couple of asterisks on here because I didn't have a survey before, so I wasn't 100% sure from this plot plan. I know Jennifer and I had a lot of fun going through it and trying to figure things out. So now that I had the survey and whatnot, it's a little more firm than this. And you know, if you want, I can show some pictures. The pictures included in your file was when the cease and desist started. Since then, the basin, the proposed detention pond that is listed on this plan, the Norton Highway Department has come in. I don't think it's ever been cleaned up or redone since the development had started, and I'll say they did a magnificent job. You can even see when we've had a couple of major rainfalls that everything moves nicely. So I have some pictures of that as well. I know Keith said he was going to send you a report or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he has yet, but I just took some pictures and it makes it look a lot better. And we're eager to, we don't want anything to get messed up, so we're eager to get, you know, the grass, and I described to you the hemlocks to try to, you know, get everything in, but they put down a thick, I think it was a lot of wood chips when they graded everything to kind of hold everything in place and whatnot. So I apologize with this. There was a lot of unknowns when I submitted this, but since then I've been able to get a survey done and know exactly where everything is.
Okay, and Brandon, the surveyors came out and did they put flags in the field behind your house?
So, yep. So it's actually it's a basically a straight line along the proposed detention pond, and it's very actually, it almost lines up where I have the fence. I didn't measure it, but that is, and we're not going all the way to the road. I messed that up. I got a little overzealous with my red pen, but yeah, it's a straight line. And then, you know, I wanted to know exactly where the easement was because I didn't want to put a fence up and then have them come in for maintenance and then, you know, them say, oh, by the way, you got to pull the fence up or we're driving over it or whatever. So, you know, I figured out where everything is and it, you know, on that end, it won't impede on any easements or anything.
Okay, and just so everyone knows where we are, this is South Worcester Street on the bottom. We're roughly across the street from the old Cisco building, if that helps at all. And then this is Gaffney Farm Drive. It's a, I don't know, 7-8 lot subdivision, I think.
Yeah, about that.
It was constructed in about 99, 2000, somewhere around there. And so right when I first started working here, all the drainage from that street does come down through this pipe into this, it says proposed detention basin, and then into a pipe and then across the street to where the old Cisco building is. And when I went to the site from a complaint, you know, Mr. Noble was very cooperative. We didn't have any issues there. He explained he wanted to remove some of the forested upland area to make a lawn for the kids. And that's when we started talking about the detention basin. Highway didn't even know it was there, so they were brought on board. They went out and cleaned the area and reshaped the basin, so it's now being stabilized. And with the new survey, we can make sure that the lawn and the fence are on the property, not in the wetland and not within the easement. So it looks like everything's shaping together very nicely. That's it. I don't have any other questions on this project.
Are there any other questions from anyone on the commission?
Nope.
I can show you a picture if you want.
Sure.
Okay. And I'm going to do this one. So let me know if you can see it.
Yep.
Okay, so you can see it, you know, the wetland, you can barely, unless you know what you're looking for, you're not really sure what the wetland is. There's a wetland there's a berm that's shaped the basin. This is roughly the edge of the basin. So the area was disturbed, and then the vegetation removed and the area graded. And so now,
Sorry if you heard that.
nope. So now this is with highway reshaping the basin.
Yep.
And those are the wood chips that have stabilized the surface.
And just where your mouse was, if you can see to the right, they put a rock over there. That's where the drainage comes out.
Okay.
So before that was it. I would almost say it's a blessing in disguise, because that was completely covered. So now it, obviously it does what a basin does. It comes down, and we've seen a big difference in in the drainage. So, and especially now that it's so open, it makes having a fence even more imperative for us with, let's see, a 3, 5, 6-year-old, and I have a 10-year-old, and she better not go running in there, but because it does rise quickly if you have a big rainstorm. But no, I mean, the hat's down. They took care of everything, and they actually, I have some pictures if you want them, but they trimmed to the right as well, because there was a lot of vines and trees that had fallen over the 20+ years. So they cleaned out both sides. So they did a great job. So it came out much better than the way it was before, and it certainly was needed. So
Hey, Jen?
Okay.
Why is it still a proposed detention basin?
Because we used one of the old plans.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So no other questions from the commission, right? Any questions or comments from any residents in attendance? Nothing. So would this be negative, Jen?
Correct.
-3?
Correct.
Thank you. So I just need a motion.
Close first.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to close the public meeting on DET number 1098.
Second.
Dan Pearson makes a motion to close the public hearing for file DET 1098, seconded by Dan Doyle. How do you vote, Ron? Ron?
Aye.
Julian?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
So moved.
Okay, that was to close the meeting. And Brandon, just so you know, a -3 is the answer you want.
Okay. At first I'm going, what does that mean?
So,
It sounds backwards, but that's the answer you want.
Okay.
Question, we don't need to continue this because of any questions from abutters or not? Or are there no abutters?
I don't know if we have any abutters. We have been doing that, and we've been doing it since March. And so at the end of the meeting, I was going to ask you if you think that's really necessary anymore, or if you want to start going back to our regular.
So what you're saying is there's never been a question that's come after the meeting?
I don't think we've had one since March. Yeah.
Well, we need to do it on a negative determination anyways, where they don't have to get a permit. Would you still need a butters for that, since they're not getting a permit?
Well, the purpose was really in case people had trouble getting onto Zoom or accessing the site or asking their questions.
Yeah, I had trouble.
We've been doing it since March, so I'm thinking people are used to doing it now, but that's really your decision if you're ready to say everybody knows how to do this now.
I don't know, we got 3 ones today, we might as well keep doing it that way, I guess, while we're doing it remotely.
Well, I don't know. I'm willing to offer a motion, but because this is fairly discreet, who's going to object to repairing this?
Okay, that's fine by me.
So I move that the request for determination number 1098 be considered a negative determination, assuming it's completed according to plan.
Second.
Julia makes a motion to issue a -3 determination of applicability for file DET 1098, seconded by Lisa. How do you vote, Ron?
Aye.
Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Dan Pearson?
Aye.
Who moved?
And I'll vote for it too.
Well, you made the motion.
But it doesn't, whatever. I vote for it too. Recorded.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Night, thanks.
We're a work in progress. I have a conflict on the next hearing, so I'm going to step aside. And Julian, are you okay to take over?
I don't know about it being okay, but I will take over.
Okay. Do I just mute Jen?
Yeah, I think so. We have it on the record that you're recusing, and so you can, unless you have the option, if you click under more, do you have an option to go to the waiting room?
No, just rename.
Okay. Well, you won't be participating, so I think you're okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, do we now have a file number for this listed as 250-XXX on my agenda?
I don't think so.
All right. So I don't have the full advertisement, but I'll read what's here. The notice of intent concerns Wheaton College, listed as 5-7 Pine Street. The proposed project is to reconstruct an existing paved emergency access road within 100 foot of bordering vegetated wetland. And perhaps if we have a representative or a couple of representatives of the applicant who can provide more information.
All set, Jen?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Anthony Damiano with GZA Geoenvironmental. Here tonight on behalf of Wheaton College. And we are requesting variance for work within the 25-foot no disturbance zone in the town of Norton to rehabilitate an aging emergency access road located south of the Haas Athletic Center on the Wheaton College campus. This is down on the southern side of the campus via Fillmore Drive. And looks like Jen's working on the plans here, but
Don't see them yet?
Not quite.
No.
Okay. It makes me do it twice for some reason. How about now?
Working on it. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
There it is. I see it, Jen.
Thank you.
So we have the 25 no disturb zone in red. The access road is located entirely within that 25-foot zone, except for that eastern edge around the corner of the building. Since this is already existing, that we weren't able to relocate it outside of the zone. So it's also within the 100-foot zone delineated in that light blue line. Wetlands are to the south there, delineated on site. And the work will involve milling and grinding of the existing surface in place and using that, recycling the majority of that material and supplementing it with new asphalt to repave that existing access road. There's no widening or expansion proposed for this project. It's all within the same existing footprint. And that's the majority of the work there. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, I just have a general comment. Even if you won't be moving off the footprint of the existing the existing way, as it were, we still need to know about things like sediment. And,
Sure. Yeah, right before work commences, right after they mobilize to the site, we'll be installing erosion sediment controls in the form of a biowattle approved from the list from the town. So they'll be selecting one of those to install along the boundary, wetland boundary, before any construction begins. And that's on the permit plans. If you wanted to slide one page over. Yeah, depending on how far you can zoom in there. Those are, and bear with me on this plan, but that is the erosion control line is delineated with a black dashed line located at the top of the wetland line. So in the photos that I also have supplied this evening, you'll see that there's a mowed maintained area adjacent on both sides of the existing access road, and erosion controls will be placed at the edge of that mowed line, approximately coincident with the wetland boundary.
Okay, this plan, no offense, is really difficult to read. And in fact, the line style that you're showing as a sediment control looks like it's on the building side of this and not the wetland side. I mean, you've highlighted the 25-foot no build, which I can appreciate, but honestly, I can't even see the footprint of what's being reconstructed here. So in my viewpoint, these are not acceptable as construction plans. I can't even read them, so I don't know how a contractor is going to construct it off of this. So let's go back to my first question. Where is the sediment control line? Looks like it's between the building and the 25-foot. I'm not seeing it on the wetland side.
It is, it's located along with the wetland boundary line. So you'll see the flags with those little triangle and the call outs. And then the wetland line is that light green. So we're proposing to place it right on in line with that line. So the one you're tracing there is the access road itself. They are similar in
what is the dashed dot line to the north?
The dark blue?
Nope, the furthest one up.
Yeah, the dark blue is the...
No, not the dark blue. So you have two black lines. One is a dash with the dot.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
That's the access road itself.
Right.
And then the erosion sediment control line is below that, south
I
of
think
that.
part of the problem is that's not labeled anywhere. It's not in your legend. These plans are really difficult to read. I'll say it again. So I think you need to get us a better set of plans. They're really difficult to read.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were provided these as PDFs from the college. They weren't able to digitize it. So we did our best to overlay these different features on here to include all the requirements. But the erosion control line is the dashed. It's the dashed line just below the no disturb zone, coincident with the wetland boundary line in yellow.
Okay, so maybe if you take the red cross, I'm trying to help you here. You take the red cross hatching off, you could probably read the plan a little better, right?
Mm-hmm. But would
dash line until you get to like A18, and then it just seems like it disappears.
Oh, which disappears?
The sediment control, dashed line seems like it disappears right around that corner of the A18 triangle or flag.
Are you looking at the one that travels south there from 17 and keeps going off the page? Because that would not be our erosion line.
Okay, I still don't see the line I guess you're talking about.
It's sitting in the same spot as the yellow. So if you go over to I can't quite see the legend from here, but in this view, but they're in the same location.
But just a comment, wouldn't this project really be carried out by inspection in the field with very minimal reference to plans? Because this is an existing structure.
Here's part of the problem I'm having is that I can't even tell what's proposed. So for instance, if we look at the existing conditions plans, the aerial figures are great, but I can't tell where the work's happening until I get to figure 7, which is the NESHAP habitat plan that finally outlines the limit of work on an aerial. Nothing else does. So if the contractor is going to take this set and build from it, I don't know how they're going to. There's no spec on, you mentioned that they're going to mill and grind. Where is that written anywhere here? Is there a detail? So a contractor could not pick this set of plans up and go build from it, which is what we expect.
We file these under the assumption that they'd be for permitting, not construction.
The plans need to have sufficient detail for the commission to see the actual work and all the resource areas. So, what they're asking is appropriate, even if you're looking at a permitting set versus a construction set. We typically get a construction set because we're looking at the means and methods of the construction for whatever you're proposing.
So I would ask you to either go back and revisit the aerials to make perhaps the construction set, because I can't, these are illegible.
Allow me to just ask or comment here. I'm viewing the double dash dot lines as the delineated area of work. And I see within that a solid line which I believe delineates the emergency access road to be repaired. Am I correct with that?
Yeah. Yep.
So, I think in reality, this is not a new project. This is a repair project. It will be clarified unambiguously in the field. And I personally do not see the value of requesting a whole new set of plans. To me, it's clear.
Okay.
Is there a spec for the sediment control on the detail sheet? Or
There is, yep.
Okay.
Would it be possible to try to make the plan somewhat less busy to clarify it with relatively, I think that's part of the problem is there's just too much in a small space. You can work through it.
Yeah, there's just a few things to add in there.
Maybe providing a sequential overlay to make it totally unambiguous. But in terms of the actual activity, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it would be very clear in the field with regard to both placing the anti-erosion and sedimentation barriers, as well as defining the limits of the project. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I can see the confusion with the cross red. Perhaps that's covering.
Good evening. My name is Kimberly Dugutis. I'm the Senior Project Manager, GZA Geoenvironmental for this project. I understand your concerns in regards to these permitting set of plans, and I can understand that they may be a little difficult to understand. However, the as-built plans that were available at the college were hard copy only, and these are the only set. I don't believe that resubmission of the plans, as Julian had suggested, is warranted at this time because the project is only rehabilitation of an existing facility. This is not new development. Erosion and sediment controls are clearly defined on this plan by the black line and dashed markings on it as shown underneath the 25-foot no disturb zone. And the plans were pulled together in accordance with the town's bylaw requirements for elements to be shown on permit plans.
Say it again for the record. I don't think this is a great set of plans. I think it's barely legible. And at a minimum, I would ask you to put the work zone that you show in blue on figure 7 of the NESHAP plan on these aerials.
The work zone that is on the NESHAP plan is on this plan. It's just not in blue.
No,
It is
I'm
in
not
the
asking
black
for this
line
plan.
and dashed.
You're not listening. The aerial plans that you show, 2, 4, 2 and 4, I have no idea what where the work is here. And I understand 2 is existing, but there's nowhere to tell on these aerials where that limit of work is until I get to the NESHAP plan. So is the NESHAP plan going to go into the set of the contract docs? Because that's the clearest plan to me.
The permit plan, this plan will go into the sediment contracting docs.
And so does this plan have sufficient details for the activity of the pavement and milling? That it's not full depth, it's just milling and grinding. So in other words, where are those directives to the contractor? I mean, typically we get a full set that we permit.
I understand. This set of plans does show the limit of work in relation to Wetlands Protection Act resource areas.
Right. And so
in terms of construction,
Yep.
it did not appear to us in the bylaws that a full set of construction grade plans were required as part of the NOI.
Construction set of plans, but what we would typically have is we would have a detail along with this sheet, the erosion sediment control sheet. It maybe gives a detail and a cross section of what you're doing.
I understand that.
Yep.
However,
for a full-blown
bylaw, the Norton Town bylaw did not appear to require a full set of construction plans as part of submittal for the NOI.
We don't have a bylaw. We're working on the Wetland Protection Act that talks about having enough detail on the plan, on the engineered plan. So, I mean, I thought, is GZA an engineering firm?
We do have engineers here, yes.
Okay. So it is possible to put the detail and clean up the plan the way the commission is asking on that plan?
On this particular plan?
On a plan that we can permit.
Well, we can't provide a cross-section because we don't have that information.
So in other words, you have an existing limit of pavement. It's say 20 feet wide, correct?
As shown on this plan, yes.
Right. So somebody should just do a little sketch that shows it's 20 feet wide today, it's going to be 20 feet wide tomorrow. You're going to mill the top 2 inches and you're going to replace it with new. That's all. We need the directive on you. That's what we're permitting. We're permitting an activity and we need detail for it to show that it's not going to be increased in width, what the depth is.
So I'm a little confused. What specifically are you requesting that's not on this plan, that is not immediately seen on this plan?
Proposed work.
The limit of proposed work, which is shown on this plan?
I think she just outlined the detail sketch that she would like.
The nature of the proposed work.
Which is detailed in the narrative and the Wetlands Protection Act form that we submitted. Do you need a narrative on this plan?
Nope, I need a detail. I need a detail. When you propose something on a set of permit plans, you have to articulate what you are permitting. And right now, all I can see is just something in plan view. I don't know the depth. I don't know the width. You need a detail. You need a very small detail on this plan like you would any other. It's just a pavement detail.
Is it possible that the applicant can come up with a plan that can illustrate that as a compromise to this? I mean, I understand there are people that feel strongly. I personally don't have misgivings about what is going to happen here, but to address those in other commission members, is that possible?
Are you requesting for us to come up with a hand sketch? Essentially, that is what would be submitted, is in the as-built plan set does not show a cross section of the emergency access road.
All right. Well, let's address that. What is the degree of detail that you feel must be present, Lisa, for no problems to occur with this repair?
An existing cross section of the pavement showing it's 20 feet wide. What is the depth? and then a note to the contractor that says, reconstruct in full width, whatever the note is in terms of removing. You're not going down to sub-base. You're just gonna remove and mill. I need the instructions to the contractor. So
those would be the construction plan sets, of which we are not contracted to provide, right? This is just a permitting set showing spatial area of proposed disturbance.
Okay, so in the notice of intent application, you have to file enough information, even though you want to call it a permit set or a construction set, as to be built. And sometimes there's overlap between, we have a detail for what they're going to construct, we might as well put it in the permit set. Typically, we are permitting an activity, and right now I'm not seeing exactly what you're permitting because you're not giving me enough detail. I'm not quite sure why this is so difficult.
Well, but you see, exactly the same thing could be perhaps identified with what you're requesting. I'm not sure how much this detail you are requesting is going to guarantee that this project happens with no impact to the wetlands, the adjacent, and I think that can be addressessed by
There's not even any dimensions. We don't even have any dimensions. So in other words,
there are dimensions on this plan.
There are of the driveway itself?
Yes. And they're on the as-built as required.
The plan is to scale, is it not?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I'm just asking for detail of what's going to be constructed.
So for you, for the commission, a hand sketch would be acceptable.
You can put a hand sketch on that detail sheet, yep, as long as it's a directive to the contractor that they know what to build, how wide it is, and how deep they have to go.
And again, this is not a construction set, so we have not been contracted to provide construction level specifications for this permit application.
Okay.
That sounds like something you would need to go over with your client and see if that can be handled before the next meeting so that we can wrap this up.
Yep.
Maybe there can be some discussion with our director to find some compromise that will address the concerns. But I think when it comes to actual construction, I'm assuming there's a footprint on the ground, and the contractor will likely not have a problem staying within that footprint.
Correct.
So that can be also reassured or insured by site visits by our director if there's any question. And I'll even go out there during construction, but so maybe we can have some discussions outside the meeting to try to put forth with the next meeting, which I believe is what, the 24th?
Correct.
To address this. That's something you're willing to do?
Of course.
No, I mean the applicant.
Yes, of course.
All right, well, thank you. Do we have any further questions from members of the commission?
No.
I think it's a good idea, Julian, what you said, to have a discussion outside with Jen, between Jen and the applicant.
Okay. We can open it up if there are any hands up by members of the list of participants. Let's see if I can bring that up here.
Jennifer, were you going to address stormwater?
Maybe they want to go over it. It was in their application package.
But this is a repair. Is there anything going to change after construction? I mean, it's going to be identical after construction, is it not?
Correct. Width of the facility, length of the facility, is going to remain the same. No additional impervious surface, no additional volume, no additional point sources. That was all addressed in the stormwater management report and checklist.
So would this trigger a stormwater review? I'm not sure I'm understanding this.
I was just asking Jennifer because she had a comment on her.
Okay.
The comment from the site inspection was a catch basin that hasn't been cleaned and is discharging a lot of sediment into the wetlands. But we can discuss that during the week.
So that sounds like a maintenance issue, though.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Which catch basin are you referring to? Because there were none within the project limits that we had observed.
Let me know if you can see the plan.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, there's a catch basin over here.
Move your mouse. I don't see it. Oh, all the way.
Can't see the mouse?
I see.
See.
All right. Well, maybe that can
Try this.
be discussed with the Wheaton College, and they can address that.
We can, yep.
Let me look to see any participants with hands up. And I don't see any. And if there are any other questions from members of the commission, if not, we can consider a motion to continue this public hearing until, what was it, August 24th?
Yes.
Looking for that motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by Lisa, seconded by Ron. So we're going to start with Ron. You vote aye, nay?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Lisa?
Yes, aye.
And I think Dan Pearson was on there. I don't see him. He might have disappeared. But I'll vote aye. And I think we're all set. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I think Scott is going to be back on deck here for the next hearing for file number 250-1058.
1098,
1097, right?
97, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so our next hearing is a request for determination of
Skipped over
applicability file DET 1097, 178 Lincoln Street. And this is all wrapped up, right? We just wanted to know if there's any butters with comments.
Yep.
Is anybody here to discuss this property?
No,
No? Okay.
so you can close.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we close determination number 1098.
Second.
7.
Not 7.
1090, whatever. Jeez. This is what happened when the sun goes down. We're behind a cloud.
Yeah. Julian makes a motion to close the public hearing for file DET 1097, seconded by Ron. How do you vote, Ron?
Aye.
Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Julian?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
All right, so moved. Okay, see one more motion.
Make the motion, we issue a -3 determination for number 1097.
I will second that.
Okay, Dan Doyle makes a motion to issue a -3 determination for file DET 1097, seconded by Julian. How do you vote, Ron?
Aye.
Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Julian?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
So moved.
Okay, Robert and Julie Tarsa, that is the good answer that you wanted.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Night.
Okay, our next hearing is a notice of intent, file 250-1058, 12 South Highland Road, and this is continued from the July 27th meeting. Is anybody here to discuss that hearing?
We had no questions or anything. They're all set to close.
Okay.
I will make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Julian makes a motion to close the public hearing for file 250-1058, seconded by Ron. Ron, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Julian?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
So moves. Okay. So.
Motion for -3?
It's a notice.
Oh, notice of intent. Sorry. Okay.
And we have orders, I believe.
Yes, we have to do the order.
Good, yeah. Whoops.
See, the sun's going down at your house too.
It's getting late. Any comments?
Jennifer, I had a comment on number 5.
Yep.
So it mentions everything that's a buffer, but I don't think the dock should be there because the dock's actually on the bank in the BVW and the BLSF, right? So permit,
Okay. Yep, just move that over.
yeah, because that's in the resource area. All right, and then there's no stormwater management, right? So 35 and 36 would go away.
No, they have the infiltration, the roof infiltration. So they do have Cultec units, I think.
Okay. Okay, so 37, the dock shall be constructed. Do we mean designed and constructed? I mean, do they give us a design showing all those in accordance with the guide?
I don't think the detail has that much detail. I don't know if Craig wants to answer.
Or we could just say it should be designed.
It could be, yep, designed and.
Okay. And then 44.
Oh, yeah, it's not there. Yeah, 44 is not belong there.
Why? Oh, is that from something else?
It was from the boilerplates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. And then 51, in perpetuity, should it be 35 through 50?
Yep, I've got to change that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
All I had.
Any other comments, questions?
So I'll make a motion to issue the ordered conditions for file 250-1058 as discussed.
I'll second that.
Okay, Lisa makes a motion to issue the order of conditions for file 250-1058 as discussed, seconded by Julian. How do you vote, Ron?
Aye.
Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Julian?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
So moved. Okay. So next we have draft minutes for the July 27th meeting.
So while you're looking at that, I'll just tell Ryan and Amy, you're all set. You'll get a copy of the permit in the mail.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
I think I was on mute. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 27th, considering comments.
I didn't hear the last part of your motion, Lisa. Can you repeat it, please?
Dan Pearson had sent an email to Melissa with a
Oh, right. To add the green construction, yep.
an add-on about the green roof.
Yep.
I'll second that.
Okay, Lisa makes a motion to accept the meeting minutes for the July 27th, 2020 meeting and add on the comments by Dan Pearson, seconded by Julian. How do you vote, Ron? Ron?
Hi, Ron, is your audio working?
Yeah, just a minute.
Dan Doyle?
Aye.
Julian?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Yes.
Oh, he's.
Ron was absent, right?
You can still vote though.
Oh, okay.
But we have four,
Front
so.
page of the email.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, the number to
Okay.
call or the Zoom?
Ron, you gotta put yourself on mute.
That must be Dan.
Beautiful.
It might be Dan because he's given him the meeting number.
Okay, old business.
Hang on, let me check
You
with
have to
you.
mention is town meeting at the bottom. So there's a special town meeting on August 29th and the fall town meeting is October 17th. Both of those are Saturdays.
But the August one is only for budget issues, right? Nothing to do with anything else we can discuss. Is that correct?
The two things I put in, they asked me to wait until October. So
Yeah.
one was for capital budget improvements for Edith Reed so we could finish the inside of the lodge. And the other one was the revisions to the boating bylaw that residents have requested.
Excuse me, Jennifer, Dan Pearson's on the phone. He was asking, what's the number to call in? He can't get on his computer.
We're moments away from adjourning.
Tell them to have a good night.
Adjourning, Dan. Okay?
We've had more moments now.
Oh, no problem. Bye.
All right.
So if anybody reads the last 2 pages of the agenda, oh, you can't see it, where it says public remote participation procedure. Number 3 usually talks about joining the meeting and it has the meeting ID and the password. And then if you go down a little bit is the phone number, just so everybody knows where it is.
Oh, yes.
We have nothing else from me to discuss for the meeting unless anybody has something else.
Well, yeah, I do. Just clarifying. So there's only one meeting in October, and that's on the 19th, it appears.
Probably I only add the next meeting when the one before it frees up. So
Yeah, well, it's just I need it for my schedule planning, and it's out of sequence. So just clarifying, the 19th is the meeting, the one meeting in October.
as far as I know, because we usually have to bump our meeting because of town meeting.
You know what day town meeting is already?
But it's a Saturday, so that might.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, so.
Right now, we're at the 19th. We would normally meet on the 12th, but that's Columbus Day.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
So
why
we're
we're meeting on the 19th. We're only
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, so we're definitely not meeting on the 12th then.
Correct.
No, holiday.
All right, and the other issue is I had thought there would just be a click on link in the email, and that's what kind of delayed me. Because
Okay.
the link was embedded in a PDF, and you can't cut and paste.
Julian, just go to Zoom on Google, then go join
Well,
meeting, and then
I
type in the
eventually
meeting ID.
found that, but I was used to the click on link, so all of a sudden I found myself scrambling, running all over the place. Maybe you've been using Zoom since you were a child, but I haven't.
Extra mile.
It's only been since March.
Just a couple months.
That's the actual.
All right, well, next time I'll know, but
No need to get upset.
is it possible for Melissa just to put the click on link in the email, or is that a problem?
Hey, I'm gonna make a motion, and I'm gonna make a motion to that effect, because I had to type the damn thing in.
Okay.
That's debatable whether you had to.
I want the link too. I'm gonna make a motion. I want a link.
We can add all forms of possible ways to sign into Zoom.
Yeah, it's just if it's not burdensome for Melissa,
Yeah.
and it just to throw it there, and it makes it just really easy to hop onto the meeting.
Okie doke.
Sounds fair. Okay. Any motion to close? Julian?
Sure. I move we close today's meeting.
Second.
Second.
Julian makes a motion to adjourn, seconded by Dan Doyle. Ron,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Julian,
Aye.
Lisa.
Hi.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All right,
See you
thank
later.
you.